In addition to the P38, there are 4 gifts, one for each of my friends. I want to say goodbye to them properly. I want to give them each something to remember me by, to let them know I really cared about them, and I'm sorry I couldn't be more than I was, that I couldn't stick around, and that what's going to happen today isn't their fault. All right, Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. One of my all-time favorites, really life-altering book. I read it 2 summers ago, and I immediately needed to find a way to include it into my classroom curriculum with my sophomores somehow. Matthew Quick, former high school English teacher. The first book that he published, a little thing called A Silver Linings Playbook. Most of you know is an award-winning film. So he basically accomplished the dream that I think a lot of us high school English teachers would like to pull off. Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock is 4th book, and it's about Leonard, his main character, high school senior on his 18th birthday, who is struggling. He is ready to put an end to things. He has 4 gifts that he wants to deliver to let his friends know that he's sorry, it's not their fault. And the last gift is for himself, and that's to kill his former best friend and then himself. And that's how the first few pages start. Incredibly bleak, morbid, and dark. And you immediately are thinking you're reading the thoughts of a crazed person, a psychopath. But you quickly realize that Leonard is a very relatable character and someone that you should try to get to know and get to understand a little bit more. And I think that's the purpose of books like this. Mental health disorders and things of the like are not easy to talk about. It's not things that we're comfortable talking about with, but for that very reason, I think is exactly why we need to read it. When I was in high school, I think if you asked most people who knew me, they probably thought, he's a normal kid, pretty happy. But I struggled quite a bit with anxiety and depression. And so one quote from the book that really stood out to me and just resonated instantly was Leonard saying, "I want to believe that happiness might at least be possible later on in life for people prone to sadness." And I can remember so many times thinking that exact same thing, that one day things are going to get better. And it does, and that's the point of this book and somebody like it, and getting to know a character like Leonard. One character who does get to know Leonard is my absolute favorite character, his Holocaust class teacher, Air Silverman. Truly is the one person that Leonard feels, the one adult that cares about Leonard, wants to let him know that he's important, his thoughts are valued, his presence is valued, and that he says to him one day, if I came in one day and your seat was ever empty, I'd be devastated. The reason why I think anyone should read this is for the exact reason why it's a difficult read and a difficult conversation. Just ignoring mental health disorders, ignoring suicide, ignoring depression doesn't make it go away. It just makes the matter worse. So getting to know a character like Leonard Peacock is an important life skill, because we might just find that the simplest gesture as talking to someone, letting them know that you value them, could be absolutely life-saving.